Hello, Crabfu here. This is a review of the Wacom Intuos Creative Stylus. It's a Bluetooth stylus with 2048 levels of pressure made for the iPad. And I'll be showing you kind of what it can do and also some of the modifications and tips for this thing. So the stylus comes with a case, a battery, extra couple of these rubber nibs. And I'll be showing you how to modify it with to use the Teflon tip a little bit later. But first, let me show you what you get out of the box. This is running Procreate app using the iPad Air. As you can see, I can control the levels of pressure here. Let me zoom in so you can kind of see better. So at the lightest levels to the dark. And it's got 2048 levels and it feels really great. There's a problem, however. This is using the Air. The previous generations of the iPad worked great. I tried it on the fourth generation iPad and it works really awesome. On the Air, however, and as well as the Retina Mini, the lightest level is actually kind of difficult to get. The hardware has changed on Apple's side, so this pen is designed for the previous generations. But it works fine except the very low end levels. So if I just rest the pen on it, my pen is actually on it, but I'm not applying any pressure. And you can kind of see sometimes I will get a line, sometimes not. So it's really hard to control really low levels. So to solve the problem of the pressure sensitivity on the Air and the Retina Mini, as well as being able to see your lines more precisely, I'm using this Teflon tip by Jaja. You can get 2 of these for 15 bucks. The shaft actually is longer and you're gonna have to snip it off, and I'll show you how to attach that to this. There's 2 ways of going about it. I actually wondered about this, and someone else on the Procreate forum actually did it and said that it works great, so I decided to try it, and sure enough, it works great. However, there's no real easy way to attach this together because the shaft is just too small. So here's what I've done. I use this stuff called Shape Lock. You actually only need a few of these beads. This stuff, basically, you melt it in hot water and then it becomes translucent. You can kind of work with it and mold it for a short period of time until it cools down and becomes solid again. So one way is to use just a tiny bit of it, about 1.5 beads, into the tip and mold it and stick a pin through it while it's still hot. And then once it cools down, it's got a nice snug fit for this. The other way to do it is more risky, so do it on your own risk. But you can see there, I put a tiny bit in the actual shaft, and then once I poke it through, now it's got a really tight fit and won't come out very easily. So that's a more risky way to do it, but it works better. So with this tip now, I did poke a hole through the nib, so just to kind of hold it, and it looks better anyway. But you don't actually need the nib in there. I'll zoom in here so you can kind of see. It's smoother, it's easier to control the low levels, and now I'm just going to rest my pen on it but not actually apply any pressure. You can kind of see it's easy to do this, whereas before, when I take this tip out, it doesn't actually register until you actually put a little bit of pressure on it. So that's the difference between the two. So I'm using the Procreate app. This is the app that I love using with this pen, especially because it's super fast. There's really no lag on it, as you can see. It's just amazingly responsive. I'll share my pen settings with you guys on my blog, so please follow the link somewhere over here, somewhere, probably on the bottom, to get that. But the problem with Procreate is that you can't put your palm down. There's no palm rejection on this app. Some of the apps support it, but they're very laggy. It just doesn't quite feel right. So I like using this one. So how do you go about palm rejection, kind of going around it? One thing is you can just practice not putting your hand down, but I actually really like putting my hand down. As you can see here, I just start rotating the canvas with my palm. You can also draw with your palm, so that's not ideal. So a few different things you can do here. The one thing that I think a lot of people do is just get a glove. This is just a glove liner. You can this one I've cut. I've used this for the tablet PC for quite some time now, and it works really great, except you get hot after a while. Even the tablet PCs like the Cintiq Companion and other tablet PCs I've used that have palm rejection, it never works perfectly, so I always just end up having something like this. On the iPad, I found another way, or two other ways. One is, if you don't have anything else and you have a smart cover, you can actually use a smart cover for that. So you just put your palm down on the cover, and you can take the cover off and put it at an angle wherever you want it, and you can kind of slide it around as you're drawing, and that works pretty great too. However, the thing that I really like is actually this. This is a screen cleaner made by Targus. You get 3 of these for like, I think, $10 or so. This is a microfiber, screen cleaner. So it keeps your iPad nice and clean, but also if you slip it through your hand there, you can loop some fingers around and you can kind of just draw like this, and that works really great. So you can still pinch, zoom, and draw. I've used a tiny bit of super glue to tack it on so that it fits my finger better, but I guess it depends on your finger size and orientation of how you hold your pen. You might not need to do this. I also have the pen case actually fit in here perfectly, so this is kind of how I travel with. So now with this tip and this little screen cleaner, this is kind of how I work now remotely and just kind of for fun. As you can see here, you can get nice detail with this app. Again, it's Procreate. And with the pen, you can always zoom in to get detail, but even zoomed out, I'll show you here, like if I were to draw something, you can kind of see through the lines, and you can actually get details pretty well, drawing pretty small. I'll zoom in so you can see there. See, it's the beauty of this app is that you can always zoom, right, and rotate and kind of get a nice angle. So you can see it's very, very responsive, lots of levels of pressure, and it just works great. I absolutely love this setup.